Okay, moving on. Now it's time for... I love college towns. The coffee is good. You can usually find a nice craft beer. People are nice. You'd almost never know you were in a tiny bubble tucked safely away inside a superpower. That's why I love Vermont. It's basically a college town in the shape of a state. And their biggest man on campus is Bernie Sanders, the proud Democratic socialist. But Josh Barro, writing in today's New York Times, says that Bernie isn't a real socialist. He says, after all, Mr. Sanders does not want to nationalize the steel mills or the auto companies or even the banks. Like Mrs. Clinton, he believes in a mixed economy where capitalist institutions are mediated through taxes and regulation. But that's okay because Bernie supporters aren't real socialists either. They like life just the way it is. They want all the benefits of capitalism. They just want to be able to sit in a coffee shop and continue complaining about it. They used to be in their contained campus bubbles, but now they're a college town at large. And instead of the crowded bulletin board in the cafe, they've got the whole internet. And now they've got their hero in Bernie. He's the perpetual student who never left the campus. His windows are so overgrown with ivy he can't see the capitalism right outside, churning along to create the wealth that will fund all his grand plans. Plans that will never happen. But that's okay. Deep down, he and his fellow students know that things wouldn't be so nice if they got their way. Mark, another great moment in Tom Shalhoub monologues. How clear and concise was I?
Fantastic, brilliant, concise and moving as well. You know, both parties do this. I think when there's an extremist, they try to make the person seem more centrist.
Yes.
But the left is much better at this because they have more media outlets. They did it with Obama. They tried to make, when he was running, they tried to make him seem like a pragmatist.
There are no red states and blue states.
Or a uniter.
And
he's not that at all and never was. And they're trying to do this now with Bernie Sanders and try to like, oh, he's not really, but it's impossible to do it with him because he's actually authentic. He doesn't claim to be anything else other than he is. He's a self-proclaimed socialist. And he's to the left of Obama. And he regularly says that we should be more like Sweden and Denmark. And Norway.
As do everyone on college campuses, right?
I mean, I don't want to be like, if he won, it would be like the whole country was like wandering around lost inside an IKEA store.
Exactly. And why would we have to visit Europe? I mean, that's why we go on vacation there, right? To see what it's like over there.
Please.
Catherine?
Yeah.
Please. Is that all we have to say? Please, right? Please. The college campus, why is it that why does it hold people in liberalism, in perpetuity?
Because it is a little bubble, and you get to say whatever it is that you're feeling, and if anyone doesn't like it, your feelings are very important, right? So if someone says, hey, but there's people dying, or this is hurting people's feelings, or what about the poor? And if you try to say, well, you know, maybe this, you hate the poor? You hate, it's a great narrative, right? That if you don't want to just give all your money away, they've done a great job of kind of painting, you know, the rich as, or the people that they'll be taking money from as like some big fat white guy with like a hairy chest and a cigar, like laying back in a hot tub being like, oh, poor people, puh. So that's kind of like all they're hearing all the time, and so of course that's what they're going to think.
It is true. Why do they have such feelings in college? I don't remember feeling anything in college. I had I was never feeling anything. I wasn't a very emotional type of person.
I had a couple of feelings.
You did?
Well, first of all, I didn't know Kat was going to bring my dad into this. So I was just a little concerned.
Your dad is in that tub smoking a cigar?
No, my dad is actually a professor, so and I was warned early about that. He said, listen, you're going to run into the real world, and it's not like college. Let me be the first to tell you. So, but yeah, I think there's some fear on their, you know, on their side that Bernie Sanders is very popular, and he's getting a lot of, you know, attention, and a lot of people are supporting him, and they go, well, how do we mainstream this, because he's not really what we're trying to paint him to be.
So are you saying that the New York Times is saying, hey, everybody relax, he's not a real socialist? They're trying to help him?
Absolutely.
I think they're
no
fans
doubt.
of his, and when it comes out, that's
no doubt. That's right. They're pulling him. They're trying to make him
that
like,
article's trying to do that. That's
interesting. We don't have anyone on the right doing that with Trump, do we? Helping him out?
It's true. That's a great point. They need to pull him a little bit more toward Hillary Clinton, because she's going to be the nominee. She's going to be the person that ultimately the left needs to come out and vote for if Biden doesn't get into the race. I still think Biden has a chance.
Yep.
But look, college kids love Bernie Sanders because they don't have anything. So no one's coming for their stuff. They're going to be on the receiving end of our stuff. We're going to pay all the taxes, and then the money's going to get redistributed to them, and they're going to get free tuition, and like I've said before, a little rainbow in a pot of gold, and potentially all sorts of wonderful, delicious, freshly baked cookies every night that Bernie Sanders is going to make himself. So that's why they love him. He's a lovable Santa Claus. He's a real-life Santa Claus.
He is their Santa
with
Claus.
Our money. With our money.
Well, he leads with college will be free. So, of course, college people go, oh, well, that's
awesome. No,
Wow.
that's
great
stuff. And then
You don't have to pay back those loans.